Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, which name is Analytics Pro. Here under this playlist guys, we are going to cover SQL concepts from scratch. In the previous tutorial guys, we have studied about indexing, that how indexing work in SQL. So let's make a quick revision of indexing definition. Indexing in SQL is a technique guys, which used to speed up the retrieval of rows from a database table. And indexing is like a lookup table, guys, that helps SQL database to find rows faster, just like a table of contents in a book. So it helps to improve. So indexing speed up the retrieval operations like insert, update, and delete. And now in today's tutorial, guys, we will also cover some types of indexing. So here are the types of indexing, guys: clustered index, non-clustered index, composite index, unique and non-unique index. So one by one, we will cover all the indexing types here under this playlist. So let's start with an introduction, guys. And now in today's tutorial guys, we will just talk about this clustered index and composite index. So let's firstly understand what is clustered index. Clustered index defines the order guys in which data is physically stored in a table. And the next point says a table can have only one cluster index as per table. Cluster index is also faster. If we have primary key guys, then indexing applying by default there. Cluster index is the same as dictionary, where the data is arranged by alphabetical manner, for example, dictionary. And the last point says we can have only one cluster index in one table. But guys, we can have one cluster index on multiple column. And that type of indexing is called composite index. So I will explain all the points one by one with practical. So let's move towards SSMS screen. So here we guys have entered in SQL Server Management Studio. And now guys, let's quickly create a new database. So I will simply create a new database with create command. Create database. And my database name would be, let's say, organization. And now let me select this query and hit execute. And now let me refresh this SSMS. So here we guys can see our database is ready. And now let me open this database from this drop down. And now guys, in this database, I will create a new table. And that table script guys, we have already made here under this notepad. So let me open this notepad and let me copy it and paste it here. So basically guys, we are trying to create an employee table here, where we have taken multiple columns with their data types and constraints. And along with that guys, we have also entered some values here. So let me first create this table. So let me copy this query and hit execute. And now let me simply open this table with select command. Select star from our table name is employee. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, our table is ready. But we have not entered any value here under this table. And if I see the table structure guys, so here employee ID we have taken as a primary key, which means you cannot enter duplicate and null values. And if you apply any primary key guys in any of the column, so the cluster indexing automatically applied. I know this time you guys are confusing that what is cluster index. So cluster index is automatically applied on the physical table and gives the data as per the sorting manner. So let me show you guys where SSMS has automatically applied cluster index because you have taken this employee ID as a primary key. So let me go here under this database guys, which is organization. Let me simply open this table name here under this folder guys, and the table name is employee. So let me select this table. So here you guys can see two folders, keys and indexes. So let me firstly open this keys folder. So here we can clearly see this is a primary key number, which we can see here under this keys folder. And now let me open this indexes folder guys. So here you guys can see the same number. And let me also expand this object explorer. So you can see this primary key is a clustered index. That means the moment you entered primary key, this cluster index automatically comes with primary key. So now let's understand what does it mean of cluster index. So guys, let me execute one entry here under this table. So firstly, let me execute this 500 entry, which employee ID is 500. So let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, one row affected. And now let me select this table from here. So see guys, I can see the same entry here under this employee table. And now guys, if I try to execute any other entry, let's say this 200, so it should become after this 500, because I have executed this 500 entry first and now I am entering this 200 entry first. So it should be aligned after this second row. But here under this table guys, we have applied primary key and cluster index is already here. So this entry should be arranged as per the sorting order, like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So let me first execute this entry and now let me try to open this table. So see guys, it is aligned before this 500, because this primary key and cluster index guys, it automatically align the table as per the sorting order, which is A to Z or 1, 2, 3 and so on. By default guys, it's ascending order. And now guys, let's take one more example. So this time I'll execute this employee ID 100 and now let's hit execute. So see guys, it is also arranged in a sorting manner. So firstly it comes 100, then 200, 300 and so on. So I hope you guys are good with this. What is cluster index? And it is physically stored in a same table. There is no new table is created. And now guys, let's understand one more thing. Simply go ahead under this new query and now let me copy all the script. Control C and Control V. And this time guys, let me remove this primary key from this employee ID. And I'm going to create a new table which name would be, let's say, employee 2. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, command completed successfully. And now let me open this table with select command. Select star from our table name is employee 2. And now let me select this query and hit execute. See guys, our table is ready. And now let me also refresh this database. So let me simply minimize it and refresh it. So see guys, our table is ready, which name is employee 2. And now let me click here under this expand button. And now let me check the indexes from here. So see guys, there is no indexing here under this employees 2 table. And there is no keys here under this keys folder. And now let me try to enter this entry without primary key or clustered index. So firstly let me try to enter this 500 employee ID. So let me change the table name here. Let's say employee 2. And now let me select this query and hit execute. And now let me open this table here guys. So see guys, I can see the same entry here. Now if I try to enter this 300 employee ID entry, so our data won't come in a sorting manner because we haven't applied primary key or cluster indexing. This 300 ID might be appear after that one 500 employee ID instead of coming in sorting order. So now let me try to hit execute. And now let me open this employee 2 table. So see guys, this entry comes after this 500 because we have not applied primary key or clustered indexing. So here data is not sorting here under this employee 2 table. So I hope you guys are clear with this first point. Here in the cluster indexing, data is physically stored in a same table. And if we have a primary key guys, so the indexing apply by default there. And now guys, let's learn few more points about this clustered index. So let me again go back to the SSMS screen. And now let's learn how to drop indexing here. So let's suppose guys, if I want to drop indexing here under this employee table, where we have taken employee ID as a primary key, so let's learn how we can drop this cluster indexing in this employee table. So what you need to do guys, simply use drop command here. So let me enter drop index. Let me firstly write the table name, which is employee. And now let me put it dot here. And after this dot guys, I'll write my cluster indexing name. So let me go here under this employee table and let me copy this cluster indexing from here and paste it here after this dot. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, it throws us an error. An explicit drop index is not allowed on index. Employee dot primary key employee, it's being used for primary key constraint enforcement. So in this way guys, you can't drop indexing here. So if you guys wants to drop this indexing, so instead of writing this query, you can simply select this indexes from this indexes folder and do right click and delete it from here and hit OK. See guys, we have been successfully dropped this indexes from this indexes folder. And if you open this keys folder guys, so you can see so the primary key has also dropped off. The reason is that keys and indexes are referenced to each other. So now you can enter the data into unsorted manner here under this table. And now guys, let's learn if you want to indexing from the query guys. So let's learn how we can create indexing with the help of query. So firstly, I'll start with this create command. Create clustered index because we are going to create clustered index. And here guys, we need to define the cluster index name. So my cluster index name would be, let's say, indx underscore shubh. So this is my indexing name. And now I'll simply write on keyword here. And after on keyword guys, let me simply write the table name. So my table name is employee and bracket start and bracket close. And here under these bracket guys, I'll simply define the column name and their order. So let's suppose I am taking this employee ID column here under this bracket. So let me copy this and paste it here under these brackets and simply define the order name. Let's say ascending. So my indexing is ready. And now let me select this indexing and hit execute. So see guys, command completed successfully. So that means guys, if you try to enter any entry here, so your entry will be automatically sort as per the ascending order with this employee ID column. So now let me refresh this database and now I can see the same indexing here under this indexes folder, which name is indx underscore shubh, and it is a type of clustered index. And if you want to see the same index guys with the help of query, so you have existing stored procedure which name is sp underscore help index, and simply type your table name which is employees. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, it also displays the index name which is indx shubh, your index description which is clustered, and the column name where you have applied the indexing which is on employee ID. So this is the another way guys to check this indexing. And now guys, let me open this employee table here and let's try to create one more indexing on different column. So let me copy this query and paste it here. So this time I'll use the different column name and my index name would be, let's say, indx underscore shubh underscore 2. So this is my second indexing name. And here I'm taking the different column. Let's say this department number. So instead of employee ID guys, let me simply take this EETT number. And now let me select this query and try to hit execute. So see guys, it clearly throws us an error. Cannot create more than one cluster index on table employee. Drop the existing cluster index, which is indx underscore shubh, before creating another index. So I hope you guys are clear with this. Another point, a table can have only one cluster index per table. You can't apply multiple cluster index on a same table. And now guys, let's discuss this last point. We can have only one cluster index in one table, but we can have one cluster index on multiple columns. And that type of indexing is called composite index. So basically guys, on multiple column you can apply the indexing, which is known as composite index. So now let me try to explain this point with practical. So let's again go to the SSMS screen. So before applying the multiple column indexing guys, let me drop this index underscore shubh. So I'll simply use this drop command, drop index, table name is employee guys, and my indexing name is indx underscore shubh. So let me copy this indexing name and paste it here after dot. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, command completed successfully. That means we have successfully deleted this indx underscore shubh cluster index. And now let me refresh my database. And now guys, here under this query, I will create another indexing on two columns. But before that, let me open this table, which is select star from employee. And now guys, let's learn how we can apply indexing on multiple column in the same table. So this time, I will apply cluster indexing on this employee ID as well as on this salary column. So let me make some changes here under this query. Instead of taking single column guys, I'll take multiple column. So employee ID is already there. Now put it comma guys and simply take this second column name which is salary. I'll take the short form which is cell. And this column I also want to sort into this ascending order. So this time we have applied indexing on multiple columns. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, command completed successfully. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So see guys, we are done with this cluster indexing on two columns. So guys, here is a collision between this employee ID and this salary column. And because of that, you are not sorted both the column as per the ascending order. If you try to check this indexing guys, so let me open with the same stored procedure. So you can see our indexing is applied on this both the columns, employee ID as well as salary. So in multiple columns guys, you can definitely apply cluster indexing, and that is called composite indexing. And now let me drop this indexing again and open this table. So I hope you guys are clear with this clustered index. So in the next class guys, we will talk about this non-clustered index. So for such kind of detailed learning guys, stay connect with us and kindly support this channel. And those who are new to this channel, kindly hit the like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to press this bell icon guys, else you will miss an update. And those who wants to learn Power BI or SQL from scratch, so you guys can follow this free YouTube channel, which name is Analytics Pro. And if you scroll it down guys, so here you guys can see we have a full course Power BI playlist where I have explained each and every concept about Power BI in detail. And if you click here on this playlist button guys, so you guys will get to see multiple playlists are here. This is the Power BI full course playlist and these are the advanced concepts of Power BI where you guys can take the knowledge of advanced concepts of Power BI. And we have this Power BI with SQL playlist where you guys can learn all the concepts of SQL from scratch. So you guys can start your SQL journey with this free YouTube channel. And along with that guys, we have this visualization playlist and we have this DAX expression playlist where we have covered most of the DAX functions from scratch which are majorly used in your projects. And here under this playlist, I am also trying to cover all the differences of DAX functions which is majorly asked in an interviews. And very soon guys, I will add some more playlists so that you guys can take better understanding of the analytical skills. And for the job seekers guys, we have this free Telegram group where I'm keep posting latest Power BI jobs opening, as well as you will also find some latest interview question and answers which recently asked by an interviewer. So you don't need to pay anything to anyone. But those who are looking only live sessions, so we guys also conduct live training and sessions where we prepare candidates from scratch till intermediate level with some scenarios, real-time projects, assignments, notes and so on. And we also provide placement assistance with the help of WhatsApp group where you will get to see some HR emails, contact number and so on. And you guys can also follow us on Insta as well as Facebook. So all the links I will share under the description box. You guys can follow us there. So for free learners guys, you guys can follow this Analytics Pro, and for the live training and sessions, you guys can connect me any of the platform. Thank you so much guys for your more love and support. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much.